Super Thai, good morning. I've got LB on myself again, Super Blue Thai, and he's not happy. I think he's been. I think he feels he's been scammed. So let me just do my introductions. Super Blue Thai here from Thailand. I hope you're doing well. It's our 20-minute video of my Manchester City past 24, and men and ladies and whatever's going on at our beautiful football club. For instance, it's been a cloudy day. For instance, yesterday I went running, as you know, and the sun was out, lovely, got it cloudy, and guess what happened this morning? I left it more than 24 hours, it rained, and I would have been brilliant, because I would have been running in the sun, it would have been nice and cool, coolish at the moment, a bit dark, as you may know, and so I hope it's not too dark, but you know, you don't want to see my ugly face. But it's a bit darker. So, but I can see a glimpse of blue sky, and I put the washing out, so I've done the washing, so that's gone out, and I expect what's it called to be beautiful for the rest of the day. Of course, unless I start running, I'll pretend to start running, etc., and then the sun will come out. So yeah, I don't know. It's it's good for you. It's good for your pushback, as it were, when it's sunny and hot, and it's 35 degrees and you're running and it's you get the sun on you, So anyway, guys, it's a Friday, so it's one souk. Yeah, got that one right. I normally say one souk. So it's Friday here in Thailand. It's going to be a long weekend for the Thais. For instance, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. They're adding the extra day on. It's one of the princesses, or the Queen Mother. It's Mother's Day, isn't it? Queen Mother. They have a little blue and white for the Queen Mother here in Thailand. So for instance, it was Mother's Day, and it's a happy Mother's Day to the Queen Mother on Tuesday. So Walang Khan. So. Anyway, guys, I hope you're doing well. For instance, and listening to the LB there, and I was going to talk about something else, but what was it about? But I'll just mention this, because LB feels like he's been scammed a bit here, and he's also getting a bit scammed about the transfer, the rumours which are coming out about Donnarumma. Rumored to be coming to Manchester City, even though it's not going to happen unless Eddie goes, or again, for instance, Edison, or for instance, Ortega goes. But he was just hearing that, etc. But and it's just not going to happen. It's just very rarely going to happen. And but my percentage is like 10%. Again, for instance, is there if Galatasaray finally come? I think there was even something yesterday about Galatasaray and Man City saying, listen, you need to give us 20 million for Edison minimum, and pay his salary, 130,000 pound, 150,000 pound a week salary, and if he ain't going to do that, he ain't going nowhere. So, for instance, I think Napoli also, for instance, didn't pony up the dough. So Galatasaray, with all their mouth, I expect them not to go down the lane, but you never know. But there's always a Gundogan and Nathan Aki, who they said they're also interested, and Jack Grealish. So, but again, the Turks are talking Turkey, and they're not talking Turkey, they're talking gobbledygook. Shut up, it's a frog. It's anyway, so mind. So nature. Anyway, so for instance, but they're talking gobbledygook at the moment, talking Turkey, but they're not talking Turkey for talking money. They're just talking like a turkey, for instance, and so I can't see anything happening with Galatasaray on any City player, to tell you the truth. Right, okay, so, but now, what LB was yapping on about there, for instance, there was an AI situation, and I think I might have talked about this earlier, about AI, and I think AI is ruining the game. It really is. It's ruining the, for instance, it's ruining football videos and a lot of things at the moment. Not AI personally, AI mockery AI. We've just had a guy talking about, because it's the low season in Thailand, a guy saying now the fact that, it's the low season, just terrible. It's shocking. And doing these videos of how there's nobody in Thailand, there's nobody here because it's the low season, but this is like the worst season ever, and blah blah blah. And there was a British guy, and doing a walk tour around Pattaya, going, "There's nobody here, there's nobody here, there's nobody here." Only find out that this guy, and the videos were very, very well crafted, very well spoken. The guy was all like, wasn't from Manchester, or he wasn't from Liverpool or whatever. He just had a very nice voice and everything. And the videos were very well presented. It didn't feel like they were going anywhere, but they were kind of okay. But the thing is that the fact that the videos were very, for instance, did kind of said something but not say anything. But it was sounded very presentable. It didn't sound like a bunch of, like I would put the video together. For instance, it wasn't. It didn't. It sounded credible, and like I don't sound credible because it was perfect. And then, but we found out that, for instance, it wasn't a British guy. It was a guy from Cambodia. It was a Cambodian student or some young lad in his bedroom, etc., doing these AI videos, slagging off Thailand. There's a bit of a competition between Thailand and Cambodia at the moment. It's all been sorted out, I believe, the peace plan. So hopefully that these people who've been displaced can come home and nobody will lose their lives. So good. Anyway, so but this guy was doing these videos, these nasty videos, and bringing down Thailand, etc. And it was really awful. And but they were both, and people commented, "Oh, great videos," and LB there has just played a video of a guy, somebody who was doing the same thing. And on James Trafford, and at the moment he started, when I saw the thumbnail, at the moment he started playing the video, and it's got like 100,000 views or something stupid, and only find out that, for instance, the whole thing was a load of BS, and he didn't talk, and he didn't say anything, this guy, on it as well, and you can clearly see it's AI, and even though the guy might not tick the fact it was AI, the whole thing is just done, it's just garbage. It's people, for instance, click on it thinking, and the guy's made a load of money for talking absolute garbage. You doing an AI video, and I just sent a message there to LB. You can tell. But look, listen. When you're listening to me, right? I'm thinking I'm talking, and I'm kind of repeating myself. I'm probably going over the same thing. I'm probably saying the same word all the time. So, for instance, some people are going, "Oh, come on!" But I'm thinking and talking. When I listen to LB, for instance, and typical City or Johnny, who does a very well crafted video, and JCG, for instance, where they do very well crafted videos. But I think they write it down on the computer before they talk. So I'm not sure. Anyway, but it's the fact that when LB talks again, he repeats himself maybe 4 or 5 times, and he's doing it because he's thinking about what to say next. So and so which is he's a human being. So for instance, because he's going on the fly, as it were, it's live. It's not recorded. So for instance, doesn't sound. It's of course it's not perfect. So he's not a presenter. It's not his, even though it's probably a full-time job. It's not, and he does a good job, etc. But he's not probably hasn't been to acting school or something like that. And again, so it's not. So it's believable. Where these lot of AI videos sound too perfect. This guy did one as a and show how he did it. I think it was called Logan in Thailand. Yeah, Logan, and he did an AI video about poor attendance in Pattaya, for instance, and he had James May, the talk sport guy, for instance, as presenter, as voiceover narrative, anyway, so for instance, narrator, and see, there you go, the word, I couldn't find the word narrative, I said narrator rather than narrative, so but he said, but he did this video, and it was edited by James May, and James May's got this soothing voice, and it sounded so good, and you can clearly see that James May saying Thailand's having really poor tourism at the moment. So, but it was garbage, but he showed how quickly and easy it can be done. So, but yeah, so it's just. Anyway, but I think you've been stung there, LB, for instance, and a lot of people have been, and people are commentating because it sounds credible. but it was done by AI. So, for instance, and again, this is something you got to watch out. And he was talking about also clickbait, like people on Twitter making up stories and journalists making up stories. Again, one that more hated, apart from all the 115 bullshit, is the fact that I saw one and of a guy, and it was on Transfer Insider. And I know, what's it called? Johnny at Typical City, for instance, he works for them, etc. And I think, and he's a good guy compared to, and this guy, because I couldn't believe Transfer actually published it. And this guy did an article and he showed him his picture, and he sat there in his sunglasses in a football stadium, but the fact is, what he said was Manchester City. And he did an article, and it was published in Transfer Insider. Man City have to sell Haaland to fund our summer transfer window. And I think he got paid for it, and he got so many likes, and so many blah blah people clicked onto it. And it was totally and utter bullshit. But people, Man City have got to sell Haaland. Have we sold Haaland? Have we bought people in that transfer window? The whole thing was just bullshit. But the fact that he wrote this, published it, he went on Twitter, people all Transfer Insider, people clicked on it. Transfer Insider got it. Where's their morals? Where's this guy's morals? Where's their morals? Transfer Insider morals. And it just stinks. It really stinks to high heaven. And LB is talking about it at the moment, and about, for instance, there needs to be some kind of resolution. I know everybody wants to be first with the news, the breaking news. Man City are getting this, Man City are getting that. This guy's leaving. Pep say I'm going to go in this, and blah blah blah. And a lot of it is not because of any other reason other than one word: money. What's it called? And I don't make any money from what I'm doing at the moment, but I do it because I love it. I love it because I like talking about Man City, for instance, and if you find me alone walking around the house, etc., I'm talking about Man City to myself. I'm talking to the TV screen, blah, blah, blah. But I just like doing it, for instance. But what I'll never do on a clickbait video, I'll kind of, I'll do something to support the club because I'm in the side of the club. I'm not doing this for money to slag off the club or say anything bad about the club. I do this. And if people like it, they click on and whatever they want to know about 24 hours, last 24 hours Man City, what I know, so for instance, and I never do anything for clickbait, not at all, and it would be nice for the money, but it's a moral thing. It's a moral thing, it really is, and I'm not going to use Man City as a clickbaiters. Anyway, guys, let's talk about football. Anyway, so what I know. So we had Lauren Hemp, there she is, who was her birthday yesterday. I forgot how old she was, but happy birthday, sweetheart, and it's nice to see that, for instance, you had your birthday. Now, they talked about the Ballon d'Or nominees. Appears that Erlin Cherki was a nominee. What's it called? So he got who's a nominee for the Ballon d'Or, but as Man City had a pretty of a poor bang average season for us, no lady, which is unfortunate, and not many other people, for instance, was named on the Ballon d'Or list, which is no surprise really. So, for instance, but congratulations to Erlin Cherki being nominated. The talk about Mamouche. Why did Mamouche not get a nomination? Because again, the amount of goals he scored in the Bundesliga, and then he came over to City and he got goal of the season. City. How come he didn't get? No. So the Premier League goal of the season for his fantastic goal, and also it cost Man City 50 million quid or 70 million euros. Where United have just paid 85 million, for instance, for a bang average striker who scored less goals or ran about the same goals as what, for instance, Omar Mamouche did in between August to January. To January, and and United's paid more money, and they're having a big party about it. We've got Sesko, a bang average striker. And I was watching ESPN, and they were talking about him, and they were saying this guy's bang average. honestly. And he said, so let's see how he goes. They've got potential, and that was the thing. I think that was what the United fans were trying to believe, that they were buying potential. Well, wasn't there a certain Danish guy, for instance, who sounded like Erlin Haaland, for instance, also were buying potential? Like, well, you know, I mean, again, United are not in the position to buy potential. He would be better off going to Newcastle, who would have the players around him, and he would have a proper manager, well, a better manager than what they got United. And United need to buy players who are going to hit the ground running, not potential. So, but you can never tell United fans anything. They'll sit there and talk about how much they're going to get this, and they're going to get that guy from Brighton. So forget it, never. Anyway, so let's go for a few things I hear yesterday, so which I'm still a bit on the show says, and I was thinking I should have said anything, but again, we'll talk about clickbaiting. And what's it called? Man City are on a swap deal with West Ham for Jack Grealish. So, for instance, and I'm like, yeah. So we lose Pakata. So we're packed out in midfield, so we don't need them unless we're going to get rid of Gundo. So, but and Kovacic. But no, I'm not sure about that one. I think that someone's putting 2 and 2 together and coming out with 6. Max Delaney is close to signing a new contract at Man City. Hello, and will be loaned out to Watford. So congratulations to you, sir. Man City rejected a loan bid from Erlin with obligations to buy worth 33 million, and with the City having a buyback clause set at 40 million for Echeverri. So, but I don't think we should be going down that road. Echeverri needs to go to Girona, for instance, and then we can on loan. And I don't think we want to be doing this. He's our player, for instance, and I don't want us to lose Echeverri in any way whatsoever. Played very well in the training, I believe, at the opening day. So no, we need to definitely keep this thing. But Echeverri, I believe his head's kind of turning a little bit, so it's going to be a tough one. I think that's going to go all down to the wire on where he's going to go. Still don't know about who's going to go to Lyon yet, but we'll see how that works out. Jack Grealish, saga drags on with Everton to make a move for Man City, but City want Everton to play the £300,000 a week. Everton and can't afford it, so there you go. Mateo Kovacic to stay at Man City despite the Saudi links. There's a lot of Man City fans not happy about that at all. So Notts Forest seems to be closing and agreeing to sign Jason McAtee. I expect Jason McAtee to go. But Man City want 40 million. For instance, over McAtee, what was his name? The Notts Forest chairman needs to pony up the dough, even though, for instance, they expected Man City to pay 100 million for MGW. But now we're trying to get James McAtee on the cheap. So bit naughty there, boy. You know, and so. But again, for instance, if we're after MGW next season, so for instance, if we do keep the the pleasancy with Notts Forest open, it could be beneficial to the City. So we'll see. But if we can get a decent amount of money for Jason, then there you go. Because I'm expecting him to go. So, but unfortunately, I'm losing a really good player. And if we can get a buyback on him, that'd be even better. But we'll see what happens. Right. So, but other than that, I said I could go on a few things. We've got Sunday morning at 2 a.m. Sunday morning. That song by, what was the name? A great song. It's 2 a.m. That is the game for me. Watching Palermo in Sicily. I believe again, for instance, it's going to be a big thing. The guys, City are flying out. And they're going to have a press conference tonight, going to do training tomorrow, and then the whole thing is going to be on Sunday morning. Training tonight, and then press conference, and then for instance, just like a Champions League game, then we'll come and fly back on Sunday. So see who's going out. Interesting to see what type of plane goes out on. I'm always interested in that. Man City went out on an Atlas Boeing 747 to America. Man United went out on a clunky 767. Anyway, guys. So, but there we go. So tell me about your videos. I like them, don't like them. Do you ever think they have a point to them? Me personally, I think they're pulling the eyes, the wool over your eyes, and anybody can come out and saying anything about anything, and not telling the truth, etc., and make it sound believable. The BBC and Sky News have been saying it for years, and Talk have been talking about crap about Map 115, and people have been buying it for years. So and the United fans have been talking about how United are the biggest club in the world, and that's supposed to mean something for years. And yeah, so for instance, I think there's a certain degree of transparency needed and truthfulness, and especially across the media at the moment, or social media as well. And a lot of bull needs to bull off. Guys, gonna love you and leave you. True Blue Thai from Thailand. Like and subscribe. Tell me what you think. Do I repeat myself 100,000 times? More than likely. But I'm only human. I'm not a computer. And I have to edit these things. I can't stand watching myself back. I really don't. I scratch myself there and keep thinking, oh my god. That's gonna look nice on video. So guys, gonna love you and leave you. True Blue Thai from Thailand. Have a good day. I'll speak to you. 1, 2, for Saturday, tomorrow. Okay, guys, take care.